to Floating in Dreams. Today's video is going to be an overview of all of my single eyeshadows that aren't in a palette, you could say, but that I have as single packaging. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video is going to be an overview of all of this lovely goodness lying in front of you. I'm going to be swatching all of it out, and this is what I deem part of my single collection as well. So we're just going to have a nice little swatch party here today of many things that I consider to be some of my favorite one-and-done eyeshadows. So I hope you're here for it. And in case you don't know, hi, my name is Maaike. I live in the Netherlands. I like to come on here to chat about eyeshadow palettes, essence, and catrice, and getting the use out of my makeup. I come to this channel from my fair-skinned, cool undertone perspective, and I've been a makeup reviewer for more than a decade. So if that's something you're interested in, then definitely click subscribe down below. As you can see here, we have a lot to talk about. I've got all of my liquids over here. This is the powder section, and then right here at the top, I have all of my creams, or that I keep with my cream singles, you could say. So there's quite a bit here, and I don't necessarily think that I love everything I have. I've come into some new things that I really enjoy, but does that necessarily mean that I need to keep everything in the end? So this is sort of like an overview that I also want to create for myself, so that once I get to my declutter in the springtime, that I have a much better idea of how I feel about all the bits I have lying in front of me. So let me just get started. I think we're going to start with the liquids down here first. And this is why I need to do something with this, because this is lovely. It's from Essence, and it's their liquid multichromes that were super limited edition a couple of years ago. But I have not been able to make these work because they're so thin. And whenever I've tried layering them, they started creasing really badly. So now I just think maybe I should follow my own advice. But I always tell people, if they have issues with creasing liquid shadows, apply a layer, let it settle, then apply the next layer. And I don't think I've ever tried that with these. And these are very special. Let me show you why. See, and this is why I need to swatch these. These final two seem to be a little bit drier than the other ones, but I think you can already see a little bit what I mean with these are special. Like, they definitely have the shifts. So this one here is pink to, I can't, maybe if I can do it like this. This is like pink to green. This is a gold to green. This is one of those like peachy ones that then goes towards a gold. This is more of like a blue to purple, and then this one is a green to like a reddish tone, like a burgundy, or more like a green to purple, you could say. It is more like that Beetlejuice kind of vibe, like a beetle vibe. So yeah, these are really, really stunning. But the first three were a lot creamier than the last two. So I'm not sure I need to necessarily keep all of these, but I'm sure I could revive these using a bit of Duraline. This is a cream shadow from Makeup Revolution that I tried for a Makeup Revolution video I did this year. This is very pretty, but it's a bit weird because it has an eyeshadow stick on one end. So that's the eyeshadow stick. And you can see, like, it looks so much more green toned. And then the shade is just a little bit lackluster. But I do really like the liquid side of it. Like, it's this like greeny brown shade. It's very pretty, very different from other things I have. Over here I've got some glittery things, so I'm going to move this out of the way so we can do the glitter things last, because else I will not be able to swatch anything else. There's a reason why I'm swatching it here on my wrist, so I still have, like, nothing is going to contaminate it later. So let me start with the e.l.f. one. So this is one of the liquid shadows from e.l.f. I'm pretty much sure I already decluttered this at some point. This is in the shade Galaxy, and it's pretty, but it's not my favorite liquid. Like, it's just not. It seems to have quite a lot of sparkle, but I feel when you spread this out, it kind of like disappears, and it's a little bit sheer, and I didn't love this undertone. It's like a brown rose gold. It's a bit weird. And then I have some bits from Moira. This is their super pigmented liquid pigment, and I wanted to try these because I was seeing all these looks with like colorful liners, and these are pigmented enough that you could use them like that. So I bought a couple. This turned out to be a little bit more orange than I like. This is the shade, well, it is called Orange Dream, so why I thought I was getting a red, I don't know, but it's like insanely pigmented. Like these are crazy. And then the brown I thought could be like a nice base color. This is available. But like the undertones of these are just a little bit weird. Like this brown, like it seems to have a green undertone against my skin tone. So didn't love that. And then the yellow wasn't as good. Like the orange one was the best one. Like this is just a little bit sheer. So the yellow wasn't great. And then the blue looked good. This looked okay. Like that's far more opaque again. But it's far more of a sky blue than the electric blue I thought it was going to be when I bought it. So I thought it was going to be a little bit more vibrant. This is Bring It On, and the yellow is called Punch. Then I have the NYX Glow Shots in the shade Lychee. This, I was hoping it could be like a pretty transparent, like shimmering liquid shadow, but it just ends up having too much of a base for me, even when it shears out, and this smells so strongly of alcohol. I really, really don't want to put this on my eyes. It's got a pretty shine, but it just, I wish it had less of a base and it was a little bit more sheer. And this one, you guys know, is a favorite if you've been following my channel. This is the Glossier Lit Star in the shade Fawn. And I don't love how long this doe foot is, and it's a little bit flimsy feeling. But that shade, this is exactly what I want. So yeah, this is a really nice sort of mauve taupe leaning shade. It's got a bit of gray, but also has the purple. And when this shears out, it has that transparency that I was hoping the NYX one to have. And then some people have been asking me how I feel about the liquid shadows from Sydney Grace. I like these, but I do feel that we get a lot of product. Like this tube could have been half the size and I would have been happy. And I got both of these in mystery bags. This is Are You Sure? And you can see here that it's like a steel blue gray sort of thing. It's very smoky, very dark. Let me show you. So while pretty, I know I won't use a shade like this a whole lot, which is why I was very happy to get the shade Divinity in my last mystery bag order, because this is far more up my street. This is far more to my liking. It is warm tone though. It does have a warm sparkle through it, and as you can see, a little with these goes a long way, but I love the shine it has. It does have a lot of gold reflect running through it, but it does have a mauvey taupe base, which I enjoy. Then over here we have some Lethal Cosmetics multichrome liquids shadows. These I haven't used in a while, so I hope they're still good to go. Ooh. Oh, there it goes. There wasn't a lot of product there. See, this is what I wanted that NYX one to do as well. Like this sheer base with a lot of shine. That's what I wanted it to be. And this is really pretty. This is the shade Gateway. And this is Payload, which is that like blue, purple, green. I'm not sure if you can see very well. But these again have a slightly more sheer quality to it. Oh, there you can see the blue. And then it has, I see purple in the, but these, I wanted these to have a better shift when I got them. Like I felt they weren't shifty enough. Like they don't really do much once they're on the eyes. And then I have my Armani liquid eyeshadow. This is in the shade 37. And this is Scarab, which is really pretty, but again, very dark and intense. And it does seem to have a bit of shimmer when you look at this in the bottle. But it's more of a satin finish, but this is great for a smoky eye. And then these, you can already guess, these are some of my favorite liquid shadows. If you've been with me, you know the Essence Luminous Eye Tint in the shade Shimmering Taupe. I love and adore this thing. So there it is. Again, a little bit warm, but it shears out beautifully. It has a really, really nice flash. The RMS Eye Light in Strobe. This is really pretty as well. This is more of a mauve tone, so this is the RMS one. It's got a little bit more of a rose gold leaning vibe than the Essence one. Ooh, it's actually warmer than the Essence. I hadn't expected that. And I have two of my Lisa Eldridge ones. I just got the shade Emily in. That's the shade I've always wanted to own. This is the shade Anais, and this is a more of like a cocky leaning shade. They're very pretty, but I feel formula-wise, I actually prefer the Essence one. That one just doesn't really come in any other shades that I find interesting. But yeah, this is the shade Anais, which is very pretty. It's got like green, gold, lots of silver sparkle as well. There's a reason why I'm swatching all of these together, because here's the shade Emily. And you can see, again, it's got like a warmer base, but it does have a lot of silver sparkle running through it, and I actually feel that it's quite similar to what the RMS and also the Essence ones have to offer. So you don't need the Lisa Eldridge one. I think you can make do with the Essence or the RMS one, depending on what you can get your hands on. And now it's time for glitter. I have one from Dear Dahlia. This is the shade Enchantment, I think. Enchanted. That's what it's called. It's just a liquid glitter that you can use as a topper, so not sure it's going to show up very well here on camera, but you can see a bit of shine there. This is starting to smell weird though, so I'm not sure I need to keep that in the long run. This I really enjoy. This is the Mirrorholic by Etude House. And this is very intense, but it is a little bit rose gold leaning, but look at that sparkle. Oh. And it's still very creamy for it to have gone like looking like this. It still swatches really well. This I think has just dried up. The Stila Glitter and Glow in Diamond Dust. I've only kept one of these around, and I've tried to revive it using Duraline. And it's doing okay. It's still depositing glitter. So it's fine, I think. But it's also sort of tough to get anything out. But yeah, I do have to dig into it to get anything out. So this may just need to go. And of course, I was hoping my Moira trial would give me something like the Stila. This is their Diamond Days Liquid Shadow in Stardust and Eye Contact. But these, I don't like the formula. Like, they're pretty, but they're very, very, like, I mean, swatch-wise, they look really stunning, right? But this actually, both of them have like actual glitter particles in them, like you can feel them. And that's never my, especially not around the eye area. I don't really want that. With the Dear Dahlia, even though it has like chunkier glitters, I feel like this is more eye safe than these are. So these they're a little bit scratchy, especially when you try taking them off. So I've been hesitant to put these on my eyes. By the way, did you know that the European Union has banned the usage of plastic in glitter in makeup? So in case you were wondering why both Essence and Catrice and also Kiko have been reformulating a lot of their stuff, it's because of that new law. There are some new laws that have passed, and since I think July 1st or something like that, this is like a thing. Like certain components are no longer allowed to be inside of makeup within the entire European Union, which is why Kiko had to change all of their water shadows. So let's talk about powder shadows next. So these are all of the powder shadows, and this is going to be a little bit easier to swatch, I think. These, of course, aren't eyeshadows. These are by Kaleidos. These are their Space Age highlighters in the shade Prophecy and Gifted. But on my face, I would not be inclined to use these. So the Prophecy is the warm-toned one, and Gifted is the more cool-toned one. I have both. They're stunning, but like I said, they're more so for use in other makeup looks for me than it is actually as a highlighter. So that's why I ended up putting these with my eyeshadows, because I'd be much more inclined to be using them. The Kiko water shadows then, I only have one of them. They've now reformulated them, and I've been told that some of them are nice, but others are not so nice. I have some more Kiko bits here and here. So let me do all the Kiko bits first. This is the water shadow in 213. And this is like a smoky, tealy green, like with a black base. Let me put it over here. It's really, really pretty. Very smooth. I used to have a couple of these in more neutral shades in the past. Decluttered them, but I was missing the formula, which is why I repurchased it as this. This is one of their glitter showers. This is in the shade 1, which is, it looks like it's got a lot of glitter in the pan and also here. But then when you swatch it, it feels very smooth. It's more like a high shine metallic, as you can see. And then this is from their Christmas collection. This is from the Joyful Holiday in Green Chords. And it's another like dark green, I think. It's a little bit more foresty green. Maybe not something I needed, but I got it for a look I did last year. So that Kiko Holiday collection thing could possibly go because it's too similar to the water shadow. Things from Moira that I thought was the most successful from the bits I tried were these eyeshadows. This is their Lucent Cream Shadow, so officially they're creams, but I didn't feel they were that creamy. This is in Jupiter and Infinity. So these are more like a bouncy texture, you could say. But when I stick my fingers in, they don't feel like a ColourPop Super Shock or something like that. I feel they feel more like a very moist powder shadow. Is this Jupiter? Yeah, Jupiter is a bit more sheer. With a lot of multi-dimensional sparkle. This is really pretty. What they do for me, it does remind me of a ColourPop Super Shock. So that's when you swatch it, like sheer it out a little bit. And here's Infinity, which is more of a cool tone. So these I do really like from Moira. So I would definitely be inclined to get some more, but everything else was very warm toned. So I just got these two to try it. They have another like thing in a pot, a bit like, you know, something like the ColourPop Jelly Match over here. Those I would still very much like to try, but I found out since placing an order with Moira that they are stocked on Boozy Shop, but they don't always get the new products ASAP. So I was waiting for Boozy Shop to do them and for me to have other things on Boozy Shop I want to buy. But yeah, if I'm down for placing another order on Boozy Shop, then I'm definitely going to be seeing if I can stick one of those Moira things in a basket. Now, this is a very old one. This is Burberry. I think they have a makeup line again, but this is no longer available. This is in the shade Rosewood. I still have the little sponge tip applicator. You can see how much I've used it. Like I have this huge dent over on the left. And this is how I found out that I love taupey mauve tones. And this is why I can't get rid of it. This is so pretty. This is me in an eyeshadow. This is the kind of stuff I want to put all over my lids all the time. So I'm sorry you can no longer find this, but I really like mine. Then I have some K-Beauty bits, which are right here down the middle. This is the Blessed Moon Leica Shadow in the shade Black Swan. And this looked very interesting to me. Look at that sparkle and shine. It's very glitter heavy, but it has like the gritty particles. So I don't love that. But we all know K-Beauty loves a glitter. And as far as a glitter goes, I mean, it's giving me the same sort of effect as I get from the Enchanted shade in the liquid formula from Dear Dahlia, which is also an Asian beauty brand. Look at that. If you were to top over this over other things, it's very pretty. This Holika eyeshadow in the shade Moon Flash, you know I love this. This has been discontinued though. It looks very, very sort of flaky and shimmery. I'm just going to pick it up from the cap here, because that works a little bit better. But it's a very different sort of formula, because it's a powder, but it applies like it looks wet. Look at that shine. Oh, these are so good. And I completely bought it on a whim, not expecting anything. This was like one of the first things I ever got off of YESSTYLE. And it was a complete winner. Clavu, I don't know how to say this, but this brand is also stunning, and this is Silver Lilac and Glam Brown, and especially the Glam Brown shade is really stunning. This is more of like a transparent grayish silvery lilac, like that, and Glam Brown is like your high shine metallic taupey shade. So this is Glam Brown. These feel very thin, but just look at how impactful that is. And here is Silver Lilac, which has a little bit of a shift, like very pretty, very thin, easy to work with formula. This is great. I have this ancient MAC limited edition eyeshadow. It's not limited edition. I think they still do this. This was when the Extra Dimension stuff was just launched. It's in the shade Sea Worship. So I think the shade still exists, but not in this packaging. And I keep this around all the time. And I should at some point just get rid of it. I think I have shades like this in my actual makeup collection like 1,000,000 times over. So do I need to keep it? But I feel this is so gorgeous, and every time like the packaging just kind of sucks me in. Yeah, it is very pretty. As far as like a goldy green goes, this is pretty much perfection, because the green isn't too warm toned. It has a bit of gray, and then the flash is more of a gold. So this just goes to show that MAC has always been ahead of the game and knows how to do good eyeshadow, even though a lot of people dislike it. Charlotte Tilbury, these pop shadows were limited edition for Christmas, and I was like, oh, these look stunning. I did not like these at all. I have Smoky Quartz and Cosmic Rocks. So Smoky Quartz, I thought like this is going to be great, but for how expensive these were, and the fact that I bought something from Kiko around the same time that I like just as much. I mean, it's pretty. I'm not going to lie. It's very, very pretty, but I really didn't need these. This was a bit of a waste of money. So this is the Cosmic one. And here's a Smoky Quartz one. I mean, like I said, they're stunning. They're really, really pretty. The blue is like a blue-green-purple shift. I'm not sure if you can see it. Smoky Quartz is a stunning taupey shade with a lot of silver sparkle. So can I get more use out of these? For sure. I really adore the packaging, but these weren't as special as I thought they were going to be. And it can very well be because I already own things like this. These are the liquid metals from Catrice. I used to have the entire line. I did declutter some of these because there were shades that I didn't really see myself wearing. This is Under Treasure. This, I believe, is Under the Sea. No, What Do You See? And this is Underworld Evolution, and this is Gold Leave Me. And especially this, like this is exactly the same shade as the MAC thing I just showed you, but from Catrice. So do I need to keep this? No. But here's the thing. Hear me out. Catrice decluttered these, like discontinued them super quickly. These are soft, so some people had issues with them breaking. And you can see where you stick your finger in, it looks like it's not going to be as shiny, like it has a bit of a glitter overspray. But I have found that when you swatch them, like they still look like shiny eyeshadows. It's just something that like, and this one cracked. I pushed it back in, but this is my favorite shade. This is a really nice warmer taupey shade. Of course, I'm swatching it with my ring finger, but that's really stunning as well. Like, look, these just have quite a bit of shine. And then this teal is really lovely too, which I'm going to stick over here. Like the teal is perhaps the least impressive. It's a bit thin, but I still really like this. And this is very reminiscent of that Extra Dimension formula from MAC as well. So really like these. These are stunning products, which is why I never get rid of them. But do I need them? No. What I think I have gotten into most in recent years is a cream eyeshadow. I mean, we know I love a cream shadow. You can see I have a preference for the ColourPop Super Shocks. I know not everybody likes them, but they work very well for me. I also have some Trinity London bits. Like, there's like a whole mix of things here. So let me just get swatching. So this is by RM Beauty. Why is there fluff all over this? This is by REM Beauty, but the Ariana Grande brand. This is in the shade Affirmation. And this is a jelly that dries out super quickly. So it's got this jelly texture, but the top has already probably like dried down a little bit. But you can sort of like mix this with your finger, and if you use a spatula, you can mix it back up. And you're able to revive it quite easily, I find. And it's very pretty. Let me show you this. Look at that. This is gorgeous. Like, I could keep swirling this around and it will not sheer out into oblivion and disappear, but it just has the most beautiful cool tone shine. I love this. And especially if you put it over a deeper base like this one from Mina. This is their what's this shade? 963. I can't read upside down apparently. So I like with liquid shadows like this or cream in a pot. Keep the little protectors. They're a lifesaver. This is a little thicker. This is more of a cream. The other one is more of a gel texture. And these work really well together. Look at that. It's got a little bit more depth. Let me take some of the... I didn't take a whole lot from the Mina one, but you can definitely build that up to intensity. But I want to show you what happens if you take a little bit of the Ariana Grande shade on top. Like, do you just see what happens there? So if I sheer it out even more, like, if you give it a base, it becomes very transparent and even prettier, I find. So that is a combo made in heaven, so not going to go anywhere. So this is also by Mina. This is the other one I have. This is 836 from, if I'm reading that correctly. This I haven't used as much, but this is a really nice sort of navy blue, like navy smoky eye. Anyone? It is more like electric. I had hoped that it would be, perhaps be a little bit deeper, and it's a little bit more sheer, but you can build it up. It looks pretty, and I really like the formula of these Mina cream shadows. If you're looking for a good cream shadow at the drugstore that comes in so many shades, try this brand. I have some H&M here. Yes, they do makeup. Not sure you can find it anymore. This is the shade Dauphine Truffle, and I like this with one of my ColourPop Super Shocks, actually. But this is a really nice, like, soft brown. So I did I really need the Moira one? I think this can just fill that gap. Now this I think has expired. This is from Chanel. This is the New Moon cream eyeshadow. It's like rock hard in there, but I think I can still pick this up. Yeah, see, it still works. This is why sometimes, like, spending a little bit more, because this is dry. Like, if I, let's see if the camera picks this up. If I close it, can you hear that rattling around? But it still swatches like that. And it's always looked like this. So it looks and feels super dry, like it's completely, like, just sitting in the pan. But now it looks like it's still stunning. And this one I'm going to have to say for last because it's actual glitter. So, but of course I need to rave about these, the Victoria Beckham Lit Lusters. This is where my love for the brand got started. I've got it in 2 shades. This is the shade they sent me in PR. This is Onyx. And here's a shade I bought myself when I was in London last year. This is the shade Mink. This is a really nice, like, this is what I wanted Smoky Quartz from Charlotte Tilbury to be. I'm not going to lie. Here it is. Look at that. I mean, it's smoky. It's dark. But look at that. Look at that shine. And it keeps going, huh? Like, I haven't picked up much at all. And this is a powder shadow, but it applies like a cream. So where I feel the Moira ones that are called a cream apply like a powder, these Victoria Beckham ones are actually, they're officially a powder, but they apply like a cream, which I like. Here's the shade Onyx, which is, again, a great shade for a base as a smoky eye. I love these things to pieces, and I really enjoy these. And they work really well with the eyeliners that the brand does as well. ColourPop Jelly Much. Not gonna lie, I've bought these, and I have not put them on my eyes. I have completely forgotten that I own these, so I hope they haven't dried out. These are all from the Troublemaker collection, and again, I kept the little things inside, hoping that these would be salvageable that way. Ooh, they're very, very dry. Ooh, this didn't used to look like this. Look at that. There's just product everywhere. Can I still use it though? Oh, it's still good to go. It's still good. Oh, see? You could still use this just fine. And this is one of the shades I was super stoked about. This is Alt Kit. But look at that. It still works really well. It's a bit like the Ariana Grande, where the heat of your fingers will actually just really work for it to come back up to, like, come back alive. And you really need to keep these things in. That's just going to help with the longevity of these as well. This is Please. I wish they made these tabs a little bit, like, different. Oh, this was a lot easier to take out. Not as gloopy as the other two. This is also my least favorite shade. Not gonna lie, this feels a little... like, the thicker they are, the more pigmented they seem. So. And finally, I have Drama Season. Oh, but that's good as well. This is very pretty. This is the creamiest feeling one. Like, this still feels like the day I bought it. So I do think that if I were to keep these around, I would keep Alt Kit and Drama Season, and the purples I would probably just declutter because they're not my favorite purples. Trinity London then, I bought 2 of the Eye to Eyes when I was in London, Mystery and Chalice. So this is what Mystery looks like. This is a really nice, like, taupey brown shade. And these have a very satisfying click when you close them. Look at that. So pretty. And then Chalice is like a deeper, smokier shade. And then I like it when packaging does that, especially if it's cream. So this has a bit more of a plum undertone. It's not as deep as I thought it was going to be. Like, it looks much darker in the pan than it does when you apply it. And then I'm just going to do this glitter here. This is by Lily by Red, if I'm not mistaken. No clue what this is called, but it's their Glitter Zone eyeshadow. It's very similar to the Black Swan thing I showed you from Blessed Moon. This was a YESSTYLE PR gift because I've just shopped on there too much. So, but this is like it does exactly the same thing. And I like the Blessed Moon one better than this because this feels a bit scratchier than that one. And this is a bit more difficult to pick up as well. And then we have all of my ColourPop Super Shocks. So let me just lay them all out so we can swatch them. Dance Party, Frog, Social BB, So Surreal, Rooftop Cocktails, So Quiche, Angelic, I Heart This, Sailor, and of course, Ritz. I love these so much that I have backups for both So Quiche and Ritz. Those I always take with me whenever I travel. Some of these I had for a long time. Dance Party is very old, so I'm not sure if they still do it. But let me swatch that one first. This feels very dry, but it still works. You know, you can still use it. Let me see if I can I get them all in frame if I start here? There we go. So it's like multi-dimensional. It's like a purple base, like blackened base. And then it has multi-dimensional shimmers. This next purple is from the Lavish collection. This one as well. This is more of a periwinkle. This is Frog, which is one of my favorites. It's a very sheer base with a lot of sparkle. Rooftop Cocktails. So Quiche. This is the last one from the Lavish collection, which is like, you know, it's like Ritz, but more of like a silvery gray lilac, which I like. I Heart This is like the deeper version, more warm tone version of Ritz. Sailor is Ritz, but with a blue flash. And Ritz is my favorite because it's a nude base with silver sparkle. So here you have all of them together. These are all of my ColourPop Super Shocks. You can just see, I really like the very light neutrally things that I can just whack on, and they're perfect one and dones. So those were all of the single eyeshadows I have that aren't in a palette. So there you have it. I hope it was helpful that I swatched everything out for you, that you could see what I have. And if you're interested in any of these things, that you can now see how things swatch and how it works. Yeah, when I declutter, I now have a much better idea of what I would potentially want to get rid of. So thank you so very much for joining me here today. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more about me. I make several videos every single week, so if you'd like to stay tuned for more, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.